Hey, welcome to ThinkCentral Homework Lesson 5.2. This lesson is going to be about using two-digit divisors in a long division problem. It's not as hard as you think, so let's get started. The first thing we want to think about is rounding numbers. So when you look at this, the divisor is the number you're dividing by, 56. Let's round that up to 60. So that's going to help us give us our estimate. We also over here have a calculator. So we're going to use a calculator to help. Once we make a mental estimate, we're going to use a calculator to help us see if that calculator is accurate, if it's an overestimate or an underestimate. So if 56 rounds to 60, how many times approximately will 60 go into 3,000s? And that answer is going to be 0. So we're going to X out that. How many times will it go into 33? That's 0, so we're going to X out that. So how many times will 60 go into 334? So let's use our multiples of 6 to figure that out. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. So the answer is probably going to be 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. It's probably going to be 5. So let's use 5 as our initial estimate here, because 5 times 60 is 30, and that is within the range there. So let me get my calculator here. So I'm going to go back to my original divisor of 56. I'm going to multiply 56. Let me get that here. 56 times 5. And let's see what that equals here. And that's going to equal 280. So if I put 280 here, let me get it, 280, is the difference going to be more or less than 56? That will tell us if it is an overestimate or underestimate. So 334 minus 280, we get a difference of, regrouping that, we get a difference of 54. So that estimate was a good estimate. So we're going to go ahead and use 5 as our initial number in the quotient. So 5 times 56 is 280. We get that. We bring down the 0. So now how many times will 56 go into 540? Well, I know that 10 times 56 is going to be 560. So it's kind of obvious here that we're going to use 9 as our quotient. And if I want to check that, I can check that with my calculator. But obviously I'm just checking with the calculator. I'm not using the calculator to get my answer, because that's not going to help me. 56. Clear. Hold on. 56 times 9 equals 504. So I get 504 here, and I have a difference of 36. So my quotient is going to be 59 with a remainder of 36. Now if I want to check that, I can use my calculator to check that. I go 56 times 59, and then I add 36. So let's try that. Okay, we got 56 times 59 equals plus 36 equals, calculator's not working, so let me make that a little bit bigger here. Oops. So my calculator wasn't working very well, so I just did manually 3,304, and I add 36 to that, which is the remainder, and I do get the original dividend of 3,340, so that is the correct answer. Alright, again, same kind of problem. I'm going to estimate. I'm going to say, okay, 53. In order to get my estimate, I'm going to go ahead and use estimation. So this is going to round to 50. I'm going to say, well, how many times will 50 go into 3,000s? No. How many times will 50 go into 3,600s? No. How many times will 50 go into 368? And I'm going to go with 7, because I know that 7 times 5 is 350. Now I'm going to multiply to see if my estimate is accurate. So 7 times 3 is 21. Regroup that. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 2 is 37. So 7 is not the correct estimate because I have a total that's greater than what I have to divide. So I'm going to redo my estimate, and I'm going to make that 6. So since I overestimated that answer, and I'll revise it down, 6 times 3 is 18. So I will put the 8 there. I'll regroup a 1 up here this time. 6 times 5 is 30 plus 1 is 36. Subtract that to find the difference, and I have 50 as the difference. Bring down the 4. Again, I'm going to go with 9 because 10 times 53 would be 530, and that would be an overestimate. 9 times 53 is going to equal to 477. Subtracting that, I end up with 27 left over. So my quotient is going to be 69 with a remainder of 27. And again, check it with the calculator, see if you can do 53 times 69 plus 27. Calculator's not helping me, so let's see if I can do it again. 53 times 69 equals plus 27 equals 3684. So that is correct. Alright, and a third practice problem of the day, same thing. Does 23 go into 1,000 evenly? No. So you cannot divide 1,000 by 23. You cannot divide 1900s by 23. You can divide 195 tens by 23. To get that estimate, I'm going to go with 20 times 9. I'm going to go with 9 here because 20 times 9 is 180. It's just an estimate. May be right, may not be right. Let's check it out. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 2. So I have overestimated my quotient. So I'm going to revise that down now to 8. 8 times 23. Very important to know your math facts here. 8 times 23 is 24. Regroup the 2. 8 times 2 is 16 plus the 2 is 18. And I have a difference of 11. Bring down the 8. I'm going to say 5 times on this. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So I have a difference of 3. So it's going to be 85 with the remainder of 3. Again, you will check it with the calculator. So that's a little bit of practice with the two-digit divisors, long division. Estimation is super important. Just use multiples of those numbers. Rounding numbers and using multiples of those 10 will help you. But it's going to take some practice, and have a calculator handy to help you with your estimates. You can also do estimates the long way by multiplying out, but since we're just practicing, I think it's okay to use a calculator to check your estimates, if they're overestimates or underestimates. Again, a lot of practice. Thanks.